My first arrest brought me to DRC. After I came out and slipped again, relapsed. 6 months later, I was rearrested, brought me back to prison, and this time I was in prison for 18 months.
Any race, religion, and even age group can fall into addiction.
When I suffered from burnout at work, went on prescribed drugs. Eventually, I went into illegal drugs to control my depression, my stress.
Things such as drugs, prescription medications, anything that one can ingest or inject. On the other hand, we have those that are lesser known but equally as serious, compulsive behaviors like gambling or pornography use, shopping addiction, even exercise can be a form of addiction.
Now that I'm sober, I realized that when I was actively using, I was a slave to my addiction. I'm worried if I run out of drugs. I have to source for it. So perpetually your mind is on how to get more and more drugs.
Addiction is a mental health condition, and like any health condition, a physical health condition for example, if left untreated, it can fester and it can become worse.
The heaviest cross, of course, when I was in prison was the loss of freedom and separation from loved ones. So when I went to DRC, I told my family that I would change, I would stop, and then I got rearrested and I was sentenced the second time. It's difficult to rebuild that trust again.
Some of the common misconceptions of people in recovery from addiction is that once you're an addict, you're always an addict. Addiction is a matter of poor morals, poor character, poor educational background, or a lower social standing, that they choose to stay addicted, which is not the case at all. Addiction is a mental health condition, and no one actually chooses to be an addict. Recovery from addiction is not really a matter of willpower, but instead, it's really about a process, and I hope that people can understand this process takes time and patience.
After release, my friends told me about WeCare. They do recovery program.
We have a drop-in center where it's a safe place for people recovering from addiction to come and establish and rebuild healthy connections with like-minded individuals.
We are called recovering addicts. We don't remove the word addict because we have to remind ourselves constantly that we are on recovering mode, but we are not cured. My struggle coming back to church was when I was tagged, and then people will look. You know, where I was sitting, they move a bit further away. So I would like the church to welcome ex-offender, ex-drug addicts, to tell them, we know, we understand your struggle, and we want you to come back to Mother Church. I think that loving embrace is actually what I would feel that I need and I would want from the church.
When we start to look past the stigma behind addiction, we can see the person for who they are.
We feel accepted, and every day we tell ourselves, just for today, if we have kept ourselves clean, we have achieved a lot. I want to use God as my fortress. It gives me strength to fight another battle, stay clean for another day. Saying the rosary, saying the chaplet of divine mercy, all this reminds me constantly throughout the day that I have to be strong. Keep me focused on living a good Christian life, a good Catholic life, walking with Mary, walking with Jesus every day. That helps me and keeps me strong.